What's up, fam? Extraordinary Life with Elijah, and man, I want to do the Gaboon's prophecy video revelation, but it's gonna take time and intentionality, and this week is so incredibly busy. It's Tuesday of the week. I usually have my videos already recorded, mixed, and posted on Monday, but we're just rolling like crazy. My wife and I are continuing to look for a house to purchase, praying through like, where is that gonna be? Where are we gonna go? What does God have for us? And amidst of all of that God has blessed us with a lot of real estate transactions, but all of those listings are going live in the next 2 weeks, and I'm doing some ministry things with some friends and helping promote a lot of the stuff of what God's doing here in the Bozeman area. And so on top of all of that, this process of looking for a house is so weighty. I get done with work, looking at houses and showing people houses and working in real estate, and then go home to my family, and my wife has houses that she likes that's coming through for the searches that I'm sending to her, and wants to look at more houses, and that's what I just got done doing all day. And so it's just so difficult to maintain energy through this season. I think through all of that, then there's been these sneaky thoughts that start creeping up in my heart and mind as I'm battling through all of the tiredness and the stress and the decisions. And it's given me a lot of grace to love other people better. And previous years, that when I would hear of husbands who would walk out on their families and abandon them, divorce their wives for seemingly no reason, I had hardly any understanding or grace for them at all. However, in this season, as I'm undergoing all of this stress and I'm getting tired and just pressing on, that there's this thought that crops up in the back of my head that says it'd be so much easier to live life if I didn't have a wife and children. The thinking goes, in a previous life, when I was just single, I was a bachelor, I was all on my own, there weren't people that were relying on me. There weren't people that were depending on me to provide for them and to play with them and to talk with them and to listen to their days. And so there's more energy for me, that I could stay more sustainable if those things weren't drawing on my life. In Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 10, it says, "Do not say," mark that, "do not say, why were the old days better than these? For it is not wise to ask such questions." When I start campaigning in my own life to make Elijah's life great again, and why were the former days better than these, and we need to return to that greatness of Elijah's life, there's a lot of bad things that happen with that mentality. And it says in Ecclesiastes that saying that, longing and lusting for a better previous day, actually obscures wisdom. My life as a bachelor when I was single was not better. I didn't have a covenant partner to be in relationship with me and to nurture me and to build me up with her strength. And likewise, I didn't have someone that I could love and learn of selflessness and to grow in my character and be pruned in my person in order that I could be more fruitful. And likewise, that my children are so beautiful, and in being able to be their father and to receive their love and to nurture them and to see them grow and mature, that's much better than just being by myself as a single person. The reality of the kingdom is that our best days are never behind us, that glory always grows into glory as we move forward and we have God's glory manifest in us, that today's glory is insufficient to the character of God tomorrow, that due to his infinite nature, that tomorrow always has to be greater. Glory grows into glory. In the kingdom, we can never say, why was yesterday better than today? Because that's not how the kingdom works. It's truly selfishness and my fleshly mind that pops up to say that I would be better off if I were not encumbered with a wife and children. However, in this space, telling you about this internal thought and the process that comes to tempt me in my mind is to reach out and identify with you. Maybe you've been in that space where you're tempted with those thoughts and just the grind of life that becomes so heavy that there's these thoughts that begin to churn through your mind, that the days previous when I was single or the X, Y, and Z were in place, those were better days than now and moving forward. My encouragement to you is that through my struggle and just the faithfulness of God's Spirit to come and to instruct me in God's ways, to search my anxious heart and to find those offensive ways in me and then draw those out, that I could confess them before me and then to lead me forward in the ways everlasting. What I find is that I haven't even yet discovered my best days, that these are difficult times. It's a difficult season, but that's just it. It's a difficult season. This is an opportunity for me to press into the suffering, to persevere, to allow character to be built into me so that I can have more hope, and that perseverance would have its good work into me so that I may become more mature and more complete and lacking nothing. That as I allow God to prune my life, that the pruning will allow me to become more fruitful, which bears more glory to Jesus, to our Father, and His namesake. I couldn't imagine anything then that would be any better than now. It's absolutely vital for us to be honest with one another about the sufferings that we have and the struggles that we're facing. But it's also important for us to encourage one another and admonish one another that the best days are yet to come, that God knows the plans that He has for us. Not plans to harm us, but to prosper us, to give us a future and a hope. But in that context of that verse, just previous to that God's people were in captivity, and he told them, build houses, plant gardens, get comfy, because you're gonna be in this season for a little while. But don't worry, I know the plans that I have for you, and they include a future and a hope, and they're not to harm you, but to prosper you. If this is your season, if that's you, you're going through a time that's very difficult and you're having to persevere and you don't know what comes next, I speak God's grace and His hope over your life, and that you're moving forward into the best of all that God has for you, that your best days are not behind you. Keep pressing forward to all the promises of God that He has before you, believing in His goodness that He will provide for you everything that you need. If you subscribe to what I am doing, hit the button, hit it, and then get it. Hit the bell as well so you get notified with the new content. And if you love this video, you didn't just like it, hit the thumbs down button. I pray blessings on your day. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in the next video.